everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Yume, and today I wanted to color and chat today. So I wanted to kind of introduce myself to you guys, and so you guys can become more familiar with my background as an artist and kind of how I got into art and like anime and / manga and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So first, before we start coloring, I always have to make sure I duplicate my layer first. So let's do that, and then hide the duplicated layer. And then I'm going to change the layer I'm using, the sketch layer, to multiply. And then after that, I have to adjust the color balance because if I don't, because I kind of use black, and if I don't do that, the hue and saturation won't work, because I want to make this hue and saturation more prominent. So let me do that. There we go. I like these like reddish brownish tones when I paint, so usually I tend to do that when I like paint. Alright, that's done. And then just make a new normal layer, and then we'll start putting the base colors down. So okay, a little bit more about myself. I got into like drawing and like interested in like anime style art from reading my first manga, which is called Miracle Girls by Nami Akimoto. It's a really old manga. It was like, I don't know when it was published, maybe like the 80s or the 70s. Here, I wanna see. I wanna know when this was published. Let me see. The manga was, it was the 90s, so 1991. It's a pretty old manga. But yeah, that manga was really cool to me because I really love the art. I actually have the 3rd volume like here. I'll show you guys real quick. It looks like this. It's pretty old style, like kind of like the old looking like shoujo style. And this art style really attracted me when I was like a kid. So I really wanted to try like emulating that, and that's kind of how I got into drawing and such and such like that. So after I read Miracle Girls, I kind of got into like this whole trying to find other good manga. Like I was kind of obsessed with the magical girl genre because they kind of have powers. So they're like twins, the two on the cover, they're twins, and they have psychic powers. So I really like that superpower kind of like genre. So I tried to find something similar to that, and then I like stumbled upon Cardcaptor Sakura, which is my ultimate favorite anime and manga. I love Clamp. Clamp is still my like idol as an artist. I love their style,ization and how they design their characters. So if you can tell, I don't know, my influence from Clamp is very big. That's kind of where I got my style from, because for the longest time I tried to copy their style, but as an artist, you kind of want to try to find your own style, and you shouldn't really copy other people's style. So that's what I tried to do back then, but now I kind of see like the error of my ways. It's like you should try to find your own style. Definitely still have like that influence from Clamp, but I think now it's like a little bit not as much. Like I've kind of tried to find my own style. So yeah, sorry if I forgot to mention this. Yeah, we're drawing Riddle and the Heartslabyul members as chibis. Yeah, I thought it would be really cute to draw Heartslabyul because I put this poll out on my Twitter and asking everybody what's their favorite dorm so far. And a lot of people I couldn't fit all the options on one poll, unfortunately, because there's 7 dorms and Twitter only gave me like 4 or 5 options I could put. So I asked Twitter, and most of them put Heartslabyul. And then for the second poll, which had the last 3 dorms, which was Ignihide, Palm Fiore, and Diasomnia. So a lot of people put Diasomnia. So I don't know, maybe I'll do something related to Diasomnia later, but we'll see. I wanted to do Heartslabyul first since that was the one that seemed that one. I think one of the things I struggle with the most is acceptance of others. Approving of me doing art is definitely hard because my family was, they knew, obviously they knew I liked to draw, but they weren't super, they were like, will you be able to find a job? They were like, will you be stable? That was like more of the question at hand. It's like, will you be stable? Will you be able to find a job? And you might not make that much, or like, will you be able to like go into a company or something and work? They kept asking me if I wanted to do graphic design, which is not what I wanted to do, but they still were pestering me about it. And yeah, it was just really frustrating. And when I actually said no, I wanted to freelance work, and no, people were very against that, so it was not easy for me. I think because people are like, you know, you wouldn't make that much from that. And I'm like, yes, I know, but you know, even though I wouldn't make money from it, I love it. So I don't care if I don't make that much money from it. Like, yeah, some people are like, you won't be that successful, but you never know. You never know until you try. It frustrated me how people kind of seem like they look down on people who did that, do freelance, or do like they don't work for a company, for like an animation company or something that's a big company, like game companies or something. And doing art doesn't necessarily mean you need to go into a company all the time. Like, yeah, it's more stable, but it doesn't mean it's always like the right path for you. Because when I was still figuring that out, I actually was like, maybe I could do concept art because I'm still illustrating. But then at the time I was like scared because I was like, I don't know how to do concept art. I never done like painterly things because at the time I was strictly doing anime and like line art. But then I realized you don't really need, I feel like I was trying to force myself to do what other people wanted too much, and I realized that's not good. So I encourage all you guys, if you're passionate about something, just do what you want. Don't listen to how other people want you to do things, because in the long run, will you be happy with your life, and you'll like be happy with your career choice. Because I know for myself, when I thought of myself being in like a corporate job or something along those lines, I was like, I don't think I would be very happy. I know I would probably want to throw something out of the window because I'm not happy with my job. You know, I always wanted to say this, but whenever I look at Riddle's design, it always reminded of this other character. You guys probably know this. I would say it's pretty famous shoujo manga / anime. Shugo Kara. You guys know that anime? That anime. Whenever I see Riddle, I always think of Tadase. He looks like Tadase-kun. The only difference is he's blonde and Riddle is red hair, a redhead. I don't know, I just think that's funny. Especially when Tadase when he becomes in his king mode and then he gets his little crown. I'm just like, Riddle and Tadase are like long lost brothers. I don't know, I just thought whenever I see Riddle, I always think of Tadase. I just think it's kind of funny to me because they kind of act similar. When Tadase-kun is in his king mode. But yeah, if anyone else has thought that besides me, please let me know. I don't know, I just think it's kind of funny. Oh yeah, do let me guys know, who are your guys like favorite Twisted characters? I'll try to like draw those ones like maybe in another video. Yeah, because I know everyone has their Oshi, so see like what your Oshis are from Twisted. I'm curious. Let's move on to the chibis. I'm gonna start with Ace, I think. Ace's hair is like orangey, so it's fun to get orange. He's kind of like orangey brunette, isn't he? Here, let me pull up a reference. I don't remember. Where is my... Oh, here we go. Sorry guys, I found like a Zhongli picture on my Pinterest and I was like, ooh, I really want to save this. Yeah, earlier today I was like playing Genshin because I needed to do my resin, and I haven't been doing resin for like the past few days because I've been like trying to figure like the filming stuff and prepare the drawings. Okay, Ace, here you go. Okay, so he's like orange. Let me see, let's get that's pretty close to his hair color, I think. We're not gonna put too much detail because they're chibis, you know. Mostly gonna focus on Riddle's detail, but I want to still make them look nice. Oh yeah, but like, I know I mostly draw Twisted Fan. I'm going to be mostly drawing Twisted Fan art, but I also really love drawing Genshin fan art too. Maybe I might do that off more later on. Genshin, I'm waiting for the new characters to come out. I'm probably going to skip Zhongli and Ganyu. I have them both, so I probably won't need them. I'm kind of waiting for like, I really wanted Kazuha to rerun, but I heard they might not rerun him now that early, so I'm a little bit sad. So then I was like, alright, I guess I'll wait for somebody else. Oh yeah, and then on my JP Twisted account, I'm trying to finish all the things for the Master Chef event. I don't have enough, unfortunately, for the SR key, so I probably can't get them. But that's okay. I don't mind. I'll just probably like, because I want the magic books more, because you know those things don't really drop that often when you do the alchemy lesson, so I'm probably gonna get that. Yeah, I really adore Clamp. Clamp is kind of like my idol for like art and manga. As you can probably tell, like my style is very influenced by Clamp. So I really like, I really looked up to them, and I still do. Back then I really tried to copy their style, and I think I was too obsessed with trying to copy their style, and I should be trying to focus like on try to do my own style and not like try to emulate their style. So that was something I know I struggled with like a lot back then. But now I would say I kind of have more of my own distinct style and not just trying to copy somebody else. I'm sure all of us who've like tried to self-taught ourselves, like when we saw like anime or manga, we all tried to like copy somebody's style that we really admire. I wish I like tried to find my own earlier, but you know, that life happens. We grow and mature, I would say, as artists, as we keep like discovering more things. Nowadays, I try to look more at a variety of people and their styles, but definitely my style has the more Japanese anime influence. But yeah, Clamp is I love their art so much, and I love Cardcaptor Sakura, but my all-time favorite manga is Tsubasa Chronicle. I don't know, I'm sure people have heard of this one, because this one is a little bit more earlier in its time. This one, Tsubasa is really cool because Clamp used all their characters. So they used like their characters from their previous works and they put them all in like the universe of Tsubasa. And it's kind of like Marvel, like the multiverse, but it's kind of like they have like in Tsubasa they have different worlds and those are like essentially the dimensions, and the main characters that we follow travel to these different worlds and dimensions, and that's how Clamp incorporates their previous characters from their older works into the world of Tsubasa. And even the main characters you follow are actually based off of their old works as well, except 2 of the characters. So if you guys have read Cardcaptor Sakura, Shaoran and Sakura are the same. Well, I mean, they have the same character design, but they're not the same people. And their other traveling companions, Kurogane and Fai, they're like specifically from the Tsubasa universe. So they're not from any other Clamp work. But I thought it was so cool that they did this idea. Apparently it's like called there's a term for this when you use your old characters into like another work. I think it's called Tezuka Star System or something like that. I remember reading about it a long time ago, but it's like kind of interesting. But yeah, that's my all-time favorite manga if you guys ever wanted to read it. Back when I was like a kid, I like collected the whole series, but I was missing like certain volumes, and recently I just bought them off of Amazon. Some of them were used, and I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter, I will buy it because they're not publishing anymore, because the publisher back then for that manga, Del Rey, it doesn't even exist anymore. So I was like, I can't find it anymore unless I go somewhere where they have old books. But I just was like, I don't want to search for it. I'm just gonna buy it off of Amazon, and that's what I did. But yeah, if you guys ever want to read Tsubasa, like, you should. Let me know what you guys think about it. But yeah, I'm so happy I have the books now. I'm like, yes, can reread it whenever I want to. Oh, but if you guys watch the anime, don't watch the anime. I'll just say this right now. Don't watch the anime. The anime, I don't know who did the anime, but the animation to me isn't that great. And the I don't know, I was just like, oh, I don't like the look, first of all, and then they changed the story. They made it different. Like, there's some episodes that are added obviously for filler. Back then they like love putting filler, but then there's also like things that in the second season that did not happen at all, and they're like, we're gonna put it in here, and I'm like, why would you do this? This is not what comes next. And that's what they did, and that's what angered me the most, which is why I'm like, don't watch it, just read the manga, please. I do suggest you guys check out the OVA though. The OVA is really good. I love how they did the OVA so they did like these OVA series for 2 of the arcs in Tsubasa. One is the Tokyo Revelation arc. That's like one of the best arcs. So if you already read that part in the manga, you should definitely see it being animated, because one of my favorite animation series, Production IG, did that one. So yeah, if you guys want to watch the anime, please just read the manga and watch the OVAs they did. So they did Tokyo Revelations, and then they did this other arc called Shuraiki, and that's also by Production IG. So I was like, approve. But yeah, just don't watch the anime, please. I beg you guys, don't. Oh yeah, I was like trying to watch more art videos today. I was watching like a good tip video from Ross Draws. He was talking about how as artists we're always like so negative about our own work, and I agree with him 100%. Like, I think most of us are very critical and like negative about certain things we draw. He's like, he wanted to challenge his viewers, like, every negative thought you think, you have to counter it with a positive thought. So I was like, oh, I should try doing that. I'm so negative all the time, so I want to try to improve, like, not being so negative about everything. I think because, like, seems like sometimes a lot of things are against, like, the odds for me, so I'm pretty, like, negative about most situations. But he said, you know, we have to try to be, like, our best friend, because, like, you know, we wouldn't be negative towards our friends, but we're negative towards ourselves more often. And I was like, that's so true. Whenever it comes to my friends, I'm never negative with them. I always try to encourage them, or at least try to, like, boost their spirits up. And then when it comes to myself, I'm always so negative, and I'm just not always thinking the best thoughts. So I think that's a goal, like maybe we can all work on as artists together, growing as artists. Try to become more positive about ourselves and not always think of the negative side of things. Alright guys, I think that's it. It's mostly rendered, but I think I'm probably gonna do like some more rendering like off camera. But thank you for joining me if you got this far in the video. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Maybe I'll do like a video on like with Genshin and like Twisted or something along those lines, I'm thinking. Alright, bye!